Okay, so now we're going to talk about some of the common problems people can have with getting eggs into their diet. And the first one is some people just can't stand eggs. Just eat the thought of eating eggs just repulses them. So that's not a lot of people, but it's a good chunk of people out there. So the first and most important thing is if you're just never going to eat eggs, you really need to supplement for those nutrients that you're probably not going to be getting in the diet. So to get the 8 essential amino acids from eggs, the easiest way to do that is with taking 1 capsule of Protofood in the morning. Protofood is a great whole food source of those 8 essential amino acids that you need for your brain to function properly, for your blood sugar to stay stable and not crave carbohydrates and other sweets throughout the day, and basically just to have good energy, a good protein foundation in the morning. So that takes care of the 8 essential amino acids. To get the choline for your brain and the B vitamins for your brain, Cataplex G is the best supplement to accomplish that. So Cataplex G has a lot of choline in it. It's got a lot of liver in it, which has a lot of the same B vitamins that egg yolks have. So if you do Protofood and Cataplex G, those are the most important nutrients from eggs to supplement if you're not going to eat eggs in the diet. Now, some people, they don't mind eggs, but they just don't want to eat them for breakfast. They don't have a strong appetite in the morning. They just don't feel like eating eggs first thing in the morning. So that's where a good whey protein shake can really come in handy, or just eating plain yogurt with fruit thrown in it. But if you can do something like that, it's still going to be better than eating cereal for breakfast. Cereal for breakfast, just, again, it's not going to satisfy you. You're just going to be hungry. Within an hour or two after eating it, you're going to crave carbohydrates throughout the whole day. So it's just going to sabotage you for concentration. If you're trying to lose weight, you gotta have some protein foundation to start the day. So whether it's eggs, plain yogurt, or whey protein shakes, something like that, your choice, whatever works for you. So that pretty much takes care of the aversion to egg problem. Secondly is eggs are one of the higher percentage allergic foods that are out there. There's quite a few people with egg allergies. So if you think that's you, if you just don't feel right after eggs, if you feel really tired or headaches or just some strange symptom that always seems to happen after eating eggs, a really easy effective test to rule that out is the Diagnostics salivary egg allergy. I think it's $27 to do that. I posted a link to that where you can check out their website, but that's a very accurate allergy panel that you can do to test for wheat, egg allergies, dairy, and soy. So highly recommend that one. Now some people have digestion problems with eggs. They're not allergies, but they just don't feel right with their digestion after eating eggs. So the two biggest ones are either nausea and feeling queasy after eating eggs, or just feeling full and bloated. So very distinct reasons for that. If you get really queasy or you experience nausea after eating eggs, it's probably a gallbladder issue. Your gallbladder may not be making enough bile or the right kind of bile to break down those fats and cholesterol that are in eggs. So that's usually a pretty easy fix. If you do a couple weeks of beta food or something similar to beta food, which is a beetroot extract, usually that takes care of the problems with digesting the fats in eggs. If you don't have a gallbladder, very important, if you've had your gallbladder removed, you're going to need bile salt supplementation to break down those fats in eggs, or even just other dietary fats like fish oil, cheese, meat products, anything with fat. If you don't have a gallbladder, you need bile salt supplementation. So that's where something like Cholacol comes in. 1 tablet of Cholacol with every meal if you've had your gallbladder removed. If that's what's holding you back from enjoying eggs or feeling good on eggs, that's an easy fix. Now, the other digestion problem that's very common is feeling bloated after eggs or really after any protein, whether it's red meat, cheeses, eggs, any concentrated heavy protein. If you feel bloated and really full after that protein meal, it's probably an insufficiency of hydrochloric acid in the stomach. That hydrochloric acid is really important to digest any protein. And when you feel just bloated and full after eating protein, that's the first thing to consider. So the easiest thing to correct that is take 2 tablets of Zypan or some other betaine hydrochloride source with the eggs. So between making sure your gallbladder is working or supplementing bile salts if you don't have a gallbladder and getting good hydrochloric acid and enzymes that are in Zypam. That usually takes care of the digestion problems that are in eggs. Third, let's talk about boredom with eggs. Eggs are a very easy food to burn out on. So a lot of people, when they get gun-ho about going on a low-carb diet, losing weight, and they start making eggs every breakfast, after a couple weeks, it's just very natural to start getting burned out on it. So the best way to avoid that is variety. Just adding, different cheeses to eggs, avocados, salsa, different seasonings, whatever it takes to make those eggs creative, to change up the flavor with them. That's really, really important because burnout with eggs is a big problem when people are trying to go to more protein, more of a good low-carb diet. So the fourth problem is egg quality. There's a lot of quality issues with eggs out there. And this is where the things like free range and organic come into play. The nutritional content of your egg is going to have a lot to do with how healthy that chicken was, what that chicken was eating, if that chicken was diseased or given antibiotics, those kind of issues. So chickens, to lay really good, nutritious eggs, they need to be out in the sunshine. They need to be out in the pasture. They need to be eating a lot of insects. I know that sounds gross, but that's what makes the high vitamin D content and the high DHA fat content for your brain. So this is where the caged chickens, which is a huge problem. It's very widespread with the egg industry. Most of those eggs come from just chickens that are cooped up. They never go outside. They don't get those nutrients out in the pasture. And as a result, you don't get the nutrients in the eggs. So something that makes this even more tricky is there's a lot of deceptive labeling out there with organic eggs. You can get eggs that say free range on them, but that doesn't mean a lot. All that they have to do legally to put the free range label on eggs is they have to have a door that's open in the barn where all those chickens are cooped up. So if they have a door that's open for some of the day, it could just be a couple hours during the day, even if those chickens never leave to go outside, just so there's an open door in that barn, they can label it free range or cage free, things like that. So the best way to just really make sure that you're getting good quality eggs is to find a local farm source of eggs. So farm or co-op that's in your area. So I posted a link where you can find good quality, highly nutritious eggs in your area. And usually those are going to be cheaper than the organic free range eggs that you can find in regular grocery store. So another thing to really just easily tell if you've got a good quality egg or a really highly nutritious egg is those yolks should not just be yellow. They really should be orange. The more vitamin A and vitamin D and good fats are in that egg yolk, the better of an orange quality or orange color they're gonna have. So if they're just kind of pale yellow and not that bright orange, you don't have as nutritious of an egg. Now, even if you can't find the perfect egg, it's still better just to get some kind of egg than, again, just living off of those carbohydrate breakfasts in the morning, then eating the cereal, bagel, things like that. But really try to search out those local, good farm sources of eggs. That'll really go a long way to ramp up the nutritional value of them. So those are some of the common problems of eggs. But very easily avoided, and wish you the best in getting those good superfoods into your diet.